So, who wants to give us a rundown of where we are, what's happening? Going once, going twice. Cool. So, we don't know where we are.
I mean, I left early. I can't do it this time.
We met up with the crew and fought some plants and then harvested some plants.
Mhm.
And then
Yes.
after that, we had a brief discussion on why we're going to go to the blood tournament. I can't remember the blood arena. There it is. The arena of blood. Blood arena sounds better. I'm going to blood arena. So we're going to go to the blood arena. But while we were having this discussion, we were basically like, yeah, we should head back to the house so we can do the blood arena. And then we heard some rumbling, and Trixie was like, I'm going to go investigate. And then as she was investigating, a bullet exploded out of the ground. And I see you have 2 bullets, so I must have miscounted. But now we're fighting bullets.
2 bullets.
As we are running back to the ship.
And there was a bit more information just for Amy's sake that came from that conversation.
I wrote it down.
Okay.
Where?
Joe did post it in Spelljammer
I see.
somewhere. Yes.
General. All right, I'm gonna just copy and paste this.
So the important bits is for Button specifically is Button knows the name Vocath.
That
very
bitch.
well. Yeah.
He's gonna fucking get it.
And an important thing for Iris, because I know Iris, you said that you were vaguely interested in the gladiator thing. This would be one of the blood arenas that you need to deal with for the gladiator class.
Yeah.
But yes, you guys start heading back towards the ship and were chased by some rumbling. And Trixie did manage to do a little trick to get one to stop and pop out, but the other line of disturbed earth and rock had broke off and was circling around to the side. And Trixie, you see a massive creature pop out of the ground. And it almost looks like it is made from stone itself, like almost concrete and metal. And as it pops out of the ground, it keeps moving after it shakes off a few bits of flame. And you can see it's very clearly heading towards you. But
can it reach me?
Well, it's on the ground right now. You don't really know what this thing is to know more than that. But everybody can go ahead and roll your initiatives. You do not have to fight them. You can try to run away from them if you so choose, but we will be running in initiative order.
Why did it not go to the frickin' thing?
Yep, about what I expected.
Also what I expected.
It's fine.
I don't
We're
know
taking
why
our time.
I didn't. I clicked the token and then hit on D&D Beyond and it didn't do the thing. Even though I clicked on my token.
I love that your icon is still Kit.
I have added a turn.
Yeah.
You should be able to edit the turn with what you rolled.
Thank you. And I go to D&D Beyond and trying to figure out why it didn't do the thing. It's beyond 20. Did it not do the thing?
Booker, you're leading the charge back towards the ship, and you heard an explosion, and then the sound of almost rock fall. And if you try to whip around and take a look over your shoulder, you see a large creature of some sort. You'd have to kind of stop and fully turn around to like get a better idea of what it is. What are you doing?
Can I stop and turn around and get a full idea of what it is?
Yeah, you see just something fucking big and mean looking. You're not even sure that you fully see a face. It just looks like a plate of something concrete with large claws.
So I don't know what it is.
You can roll a nature check for me if you would like.
I gotta try. 13.
So you're kind of like look at it and take a like squint. You have heard about something like this. You think it might be a bullet. You're not really sure. You don't remember much about bullets other than they are a pain in the ass. Everything you have remember vaguely about bullets is that people don't like dealing with them.
Do I have any idea about speed?
Faster underground than on top of ground.
Faster underground than on top, but can I? Is it like really fast underground?
Not super fast, but definitely more than enough to chase.
Okay. Then Booker will, like I said, he skids to a halt and then assesses the situation. And, well, I don't see us much running away from this thing. At least not getting away from it. So Booker is going to pivot on his heel and pull out 2 knives. And, shit, I guess he's just gonna start. No, you know what? He's gonna like do a little circle gesture with his hand and be like circle up, and then try to get everyone to stand together so that we can all take them on at the same time. And Booker will move, like, get up close to Koya, and then I want to ready an action for if a bullet comes in melee reach of Booker, I want to strike it with one of my knives.
Okay. That's your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Bullet. See the distance you have here. Okay. You don't see, none of you see another one, but you hear the rumbling continuing around your side, and it seems to be getting closer. But I think the only ones that might see it as it circles would be Button and possibly Koya.
Oh, I don't like that.
Finn.
Okay. Gonna participate in the circling by standing right here, and will hold a ready and can you ready a help action?
Yeah.
I will ready a help action for Booker
Hey,
and in turn.
let's go.
Mandy.
Scooches in further to the group beside the major, and are you sure we're not running away? I mean, this seems like it's a lot for just trying to get to the ladybug. We're gonna have Booker.
Wait, what did you say?
She scooches in closer to the group and be like, are you sure this is a good idea? This seems like a lot to just try to get to the ship.
We're not even close to the ladybug, right?
Yeah, you guys are still a good hike out.
Okay.
Yeah, Booker just shakes his head a little bit and shrugs. He's like, maybe not a good idea, but it's probably the only way. It's probably all we're going to be able to do since we're not getting to the ladybug in time.
Understood. Fireball.
On the one that you can see, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to think at least Ori like got into position the way that Booker had signaled, and then was just like, okay, missile.
Got scooched in close to you enough to be like, are you sure this? Where have you parked? How far away are we?
Where did you park?
Looking.
Can you click it? Can we hear it from here? Do you know where you parked? What section were you in?
Okay, a 15 dex. That's a fail. So you'll take that full damage to the face. Check it is.
I guess you can scooch in a little bit closer.
Trixie.
So, I know we're a decent bit away from the ship. But it is able to be seen because Trixie's in the air, though, right?
Yeah, you can see like because you're in the air and you can kind of look over the top of the trees. It's like up an embankment on a little tiny what's the word I'm looking for?
Hill.
Opening in the tree.
Canopy.
Canopy.
No.
Yeah. No.
Like Glen or
Clearing.
something.
Mm.
Space in the trees.
Okay.
So you can see it in the distance, but it's still a good hike away. It's not like you're seeing the car like right there in front of you. It's like you know the car, you see the car all the way at the other end of like the Walmart parking lot times 2.
Okay. Could Trixie, trying to help the crew out here, take out her mirror and like do the sunray like flashing this like light towards the ship as a kind of like a mayday or like, hey, over here, because I don't have a flare, so.
You want a Morse code for help?
No, not Morse code, but you know how like when the survival thing
what you
is, if
mean.
you're in, yeah,
Yeah.
like you take a CD or whatever, reflect light up so that airplanes see you, that kind of thing.
You can try. What you're going to be relying on for that, if you want to do this, is the perception of Micken and Flinch.
I trust them.
Okay. So, because I will also remind you that you are not like you are barely poking out above the trees. Because last time you tried to fly up, you almost got struck by lightning.
I know.
Okay.
And if needed, Trixie will go a bit higher to, if it means getting us out of here safer.
So let's see how Flinch does. There. Well, that's not gonna be great. And then let's see about Micken.
Come on, Micken. Come on.
Actually, pull up Micken's sheet because I wasn't planning on rolling anything for Micken.
I believe in our crewmate.
Well, he's smart but not wise, so
Damn it.
let me. Of course, Micken's die tries to run away from me. Sounds about right. That's a nat 20 from Micken, so.
Whee!
Let's go!
Trust!
Our boy!
So you successfully, or you are flashing towards the ship, and you wouldn't know as of right now if they are seeing you or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that's your action. Is there a bonus action you'd like to try and do or move?
Could I? Well, I mean, I'm in the air, so. But no, she'll stay. She'll stay where she's at. Keep a good view of the crew, and the enemy. Could I prepare something for next turn?
No, because you used your
Okay.
action. You can't ready an action or anything.
Oh no. Okay. No, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Correct. I'll take a step a little bit further back right here. I'll still keep him, I believe, within range. Yep. Crux. Let's see you actually do something here. We'll aim his musket to try and fire twice. Barely hits with one, misses with the other. For max damage, though, that's not bad. Shoots this one directly in the face, which it does not like. And it's here. And will use its deadly leap ability. Double check this. To jump an extra 15 feet. Crux, Koya, Ori. Strength or dex save, your choice. You're looking for a 15. Koya passes.
Oh.
Rex passes.
Can't get D&D Beyond to work, so if it means roll a dice. Rolled a 16 plus my deck, so 19.
It's a pass. Successful. Double check. You take half of this damage, which is quite a lot. Plus another 8, 26 damage, halved for everybody, and you all are pushed in various directions by the force of this landing. You're luckily not knocked prone, but you are knocked backwards.
I have I have advantage on ability checks or saving throws to resist being pushed, pulled, or knocked in this form. Does that count toward this?
It would if that wasn't like you're going to be pushed either way. Like if you're rolling to see if you did not get pushed, then yes, it would count.
Well, she probably would want to be pushed anyway, just so she doesn't stay within range of.
Because your successful
damage.
save is letting you not be knocked prone. But there is something right in your face that just knocked all your friends aside. There's also something else. Joe?
Can I get my reaction trigger?
Yes.
Thank you. Roll and hit it with.
At the advantage from Finn.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
God bless. God bless the help. That is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
For 10 piercing. And the creature has to make an int save or it is stunned.
Okay, let's see. Pretty sure there's no possible way for this to pass. Yeah, no, because that takes it down into single digits.
Hey.
Button, it's your turn.
So how fucked up does this thing look?
It's hard to tell. It's still in one piece. It seems a little dazed.
Okay. Well. Oh, is it currently under an effect?
It's stunned for a round.
Ah. Okay. Cool. Fuck it. Mushroom up. Is action. To get temp health. Bonus action? Shillelagh? And I guess that's it.
Okay.
Button's greatest enemy is action economy.
You do still have Toad.
Ah, fuck. I don't know how long it's been.
Yeah, I'll say that you can have Toad.
Oh shit. Toad? Chomp. Alright. We're in this. And is there anyone else within 5 feet of it?
Technically Blastimorph is.
Cool. It's going to be a... So my spell attack modifier to hit, that's going to be a 14 plus 8. 22?
That will hit.
Cool. Going to be D8. So it's going to be 7 plus 4 is 11 plus 3, 14 piercing.
Okay. Koya, you're up. It's not often that you get knocked around and knocked aside. Charles.
I'm here, I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll just take some swings with the glaive. Step around Button and Toad.
Okay, that'll give you advantage. Okay, 20 for 11 first hit.
And then the Button.
Okay. Yep, one more glaive attack.
This one's normal or still an advantage?
Still at advantage. 28 for 7. Okay.
And that's it for me.
Warwick. I imagine kind of like you see reach out towards Ori as Ori just gets knocked aside and then kind of puffs himself up just a little bit, and from his back, rather than pulling a musket, will pull a sword that you realize once he has it unsheathed that it is not just a sword. It looks like a normal sword size in his hands. To any of the rest of you, that's a fucking great sword. And pulls it off of his back and just essentially starts above the head, striking down with all the force and strength that he can onto the back of this bullet. And let me see. The first one will miss, the second one will hit for 13 total damage. That. Booker, you're up again.
Okay.
Yeah, you can have Button move if you'd like.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I have a rules question. Ruling question, rather. Do we measure from the center of the circle or the edge of the circle?
For a standard, I kind of do it both ways because it gets weird when you have a large token, because then 5 feet is like inside the picture. So for anything that is essentially, if it's larger than your token as Booker, then you're measuring from the edge because they'd have a reach on them.
for Booker's movement, I have to measure movement from inside the center of the circle.
Yeah, so for movement's sake, if you're just talking about movement, it's always from the center of your circle. If you're talking about reach of a weapon, or like, if the bullet can reach out and hit you, it's from the edge.
Okay. Then Booker is going to move in here, just kind of squeeze in. Well, I guess he doesn't need to move that close. He just needs to move a little bit so that he can reach it.
If he wants advantage, he can go around to the other side.
Can I move over there? There's a lot of people.
You take half your movement to get past Ori and blast him off. Or not half your movement, double movement, so that'd be 10 feet to get across them.
So I could get
terrain.
Here, 20 feet.
And then you'd be flanking with button.
Cool, then I'm going to do that. And I'm going to use knives. It's going to be just spinning to win.
Let's go.
Actually, wait, do I have a spell that would be useful here? Yeah. I'm going to use a spell strike I'll use my bonus action to spell strike on my knife with Touch of Madness. Then I will attack once with the enchanted knife, or twice with the enchanted knife, and then once with my offhand knife.
Okay.
I don't get to spell strike often, because it doesn't seem useful often.
Let's go for it.
I'm glad we have advantage. The odds of rolling 1 twice are very low. That's a 25 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
Let's go.
So that is 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I cast Touch of Madness, which is this spell. Has to make a wisdom save or take 3d8 psychic damage. And if it fails by 5 or more, it's incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
Okay. See wisdom. Technically better.
2, 3. Wow, I rolled really, really low damage. That is sad.
I'm assuming a 14 does not pass.
14 is just barely under my DC. It's a DC 15.
What's the damage?
Okay. That is 6 psychic damage. A whopping 6 points of damage on 3d8.
Ooh, that's rough,
feels
buddy.
bad. Sorry, 7, not 6. 7. I rolled 1, 2, and 4.
Damage is damage.
Incapacitated until my next turn.
So you get another round of it being out.
Uh,
I have my next 2 stab attacks.
What does this look like? Can I ask?
Hey, do what?
Sorry, when you're done.
I got a nat 20.
Yo!
Thank you for advantage. God bless advantage.
Yes.
4, 8, or 14 piercing damage.
14. Okay.
Not the craziest crit, but it's a crit.
Starting to look kind of rough. You're starting to see that the extremely thick hide, and each one of you that's hitting this monster, it feels like you are just jamming your blade against rocks, but you're seeing cracks start to form.
We're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
And then one more attack is a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
For 10 piercing damage.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Keeping this thing busy. All right.
Mm-hmm. I have a question for Booker.
What's up?
So what does the spell strike look like?
It's very subtle, I imagine. He like swing. He will bring a blade up near his face and whisper something to the blade, and then it will start to glow, and then he will strike out with it. Like he fights. It's kind of like boxing with knives instead of like normal knife fighting. And when he strikes out with the knife, he brings it close to enchant it and then strikes.
Okay.
This other one, you hear a rumbling coming around behind, and Button, you realize just a moment too late. The rumbling is directly under your feet.
Oh.
As this one leaps out of the ground, hitting Button, Crux, and Toad.
No!
To land right here, so I need a strength or dex save from all three. So 2 from you, Amy.
Understood. Toad, no.
Oh.
Toad got a 9.
No, Toad.
Toad, no.
Also a failure from Crux.
Button is not much better. At also a 9.
Oh, no, Button.
Everyone this time. Another 18. You're going to take the full 18 damage.
Understood.
Get knocked aside. As it lands, it will also take a bite at Finn.
At Finn?
I knew you were going to say that.
No.
I can't ignore you all the time, Finn. Sometimes there needs to be a little bit of danger.
He just got here.
I'm not even going to tell you what that number is because that's going to hit. Let's see here. Ooh, my boy. Ooh, my boy. That's better for you. How much HP does Finn have?
No.
Total
Enough.
or currently?
Currently.
54.
Okay. Hold on. I need a calculator.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. That's not a good sign.
You're gonna be okay.
It's
Stay
fine.
with me.
It's fine.
You're gonna be okay.
You're
Full
gonna be
support
okay.
going down.
So you take
Moral support.
40 points of damage as it bites you. Very clearly trying to swallow you whole, but you were just fast enough to avoid most of it and squirm out of the full crush of its mouth.
Yeah, that's rough, y'all.
That's why bullets are a problem. For context, a bite attack is 4d12 plus 4.
Yep.
That's why I was like, let's go. Let's get that.
You just gotta roll all ones.
Oh, yeah.
Finn,
Simple enough.
I suggest trying to find a way out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Skedaddling.
that. First, I'm gonna eat a treat so that I can maybe avoid insta-death. So that's 2d6 plus 4. So 10. And then I'm gonna try to run away.
It will trigger an attack of opportunity.
Yes. it will have disadvantage due to the sweet smell of my treats.
Disadvantage didn't matter. You still get away, because I'm assuming that your AC is above a 10.
It is, thankfully.
But I rolled...
Barely.
You're above an 11.
Uh-huh. The
Yeah.
13.
I rolled 2 4s.
Oh, thank God.
Is that your turn?
Yes. Hiding over here.
Ori, help me.
Ori, help me.
Okay, I have a question, but let me do this first. I am going to use 3 sorcery points to heighten spells, so the dude that just attacked my muffin to have disadvantage on his wisdom save of 15 for polymorph.
Are you casting polymorph on him?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey.
Disadvantage.
Oh, you are so lucky. You are so
Oh.
lucky.
That's why I spent the sorcery points, because I was like, watch this MFer pass for whatever reason.
He rolled, first roll was a 19. Second roll was a 3.
Right. He is now a small garden snail.
Aw.
Where'd he go?
But it also says at 6th level, I can cast, whenever I cast a sorcerer spell at 1st level or higher, never mind. I see something that would stop that immediately right now. Bonus action.
Hey, what kind of sorcerer are you?
The best around.
Did you say it so suspiciously?
The way you said that, I feel like you're calling us.
No, I've got concentration up, so I don't even think I could do it.
Yeah, so that would be a leveled spell, so only you can do would be a cantrip. If you have a bonus action cantrip.
Okay. Let me see what I got. Healing word, but that's 1st level, so no, I don't have anything. So I will just scooch close by to Muffin, between Major and Muffin, like protecting them.
Alright.
And yelling, "Don't step on the snail!"
There's a snail?
Trixie.
Yeah, what just attacked you? There's a snail. Don't touch it.
You do see in the distance the slow unfurling of the Lady Luck's wing sails. So there's movement, but you also are aware that, well, the ship, because it was essentially parked, is going to take a second to get going. But it is moving. You assume they saw you.
Okay.
Or they're ditching us.
Yeah, one or the other.
I can hope for the best. Trixie believes in her crew. Yeah. Don't worry, guys. Help's on the way. She says as she zooms in. Dive bombing. Not actually dive bombing, but like dive bombing with Meteor Hammer.
I use like an airplane sound. You know those old school airplanes? Just
like or not commercials, the cartoons.
Yeah.
Aww. Weapons, Meteor Hammer. 1.
At advantage.
Oh, sweet. I'm just gonna roll a d20. 1. 2. Advantage.
Ooh, yep.
And I'll flurry of blows for good measure.
Why not?
Yeah,
Fuck this guy.
I'm pretty sure I can flurry of blows with my it's not armed. Okay. And roll. With advantage.
Okay. Oh, it is not looking good at all.
That's all I got.
Okay. You have managed to chip off a portion of plates on its face, and you can see a dark, beady eye kind of recessed into a socket where it's protected, or would be protected in a fight. And it's just kind of very clearly still on the attack, still on edge, but you can see exhaustion starting to hit it. Crux. Let me see. Drop your musket. Pick up your pistol. Neither one of those are gonna hit. It is incapacitated. I'm assuming there's not any extra saves or anything, correct, Joe?
No, none that I. No, it's just it is incapacitated until the end of my turn.
Okay. Button.
Button is upset. Button going to march right up to this thing. If it, you can only see eyes under the hat and the shadowy face, but you get the vibe that if you could see eyes, there would be a deep V between them as they lift up their stick to whack it. Once.
Like one angry eyebrow. It took me a second. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. They are upsetty. That's going to be does a 13 hit? Oh wait, advantage, right?
Yes, advantage.
Advantage! Booker! Okay, how about a 16?
Just barely misses. You're looking for
Fuck.
17.
Fuck. Okay. Toad's coming in.
Coming in hot.
Toad. Coming in, Toad. For a, well, I'm assuming a 17 plus whatever hits.
Yes.
Go Toad. It's going to be a 8 plus 3, 11 piercing.
How does Toad kill a bullet?
Holy shit. Damn it. That's a good question. I imagine Toad is very upset because Toad got hit for a lot of damage.
Oh, Toad.
This thing is large, right?
Yes.
So Toad, who is about the size of Button, probably a little bigger than Button actually. Just Giant Frog is just going to leap onto the bullet's back. And the plating that Trixie dislodged he is just going to like one toad hand rip just sticky on top of the plate to stick it and just pull it just a little bit just so he can reach in to the flesh beneath it and just chomp.
As you see Toad go carnivore mode? Question mark? You hear a last kind of gravelly growl from this bullet before it just shakes and collapses where it was standing.
Okay. The big one is gone.
Time for escargot.
Are we still in combat?
It is a snail, for an hour, I believe.
Yep.
Unless you, hurt it, and then it transforms back into a bullet.
Booker's gonna just throw his hands out, just like, nobody touch the snail!
Just go. Which way did you park?
One is gonna raise their hand. Where is the snail?
In that general direction. Walk towards me. Everybody walk towards me, and you'll miss it.
I want to cook it.
I could.
No cooking.
No. I mean, I could take it a bit of ways.
I mean, just don't smash it or damage it in any way.
No, let's just fucking run. We have
I
like
just leave it alone.
an hour.
The best thing
Are-
is just go to the ship, right? It's fine. He'll be fine.
Ori, right? That's your name?
Mhm.
I totally agree with you, but these two over here, pointing to Booker and Button, they kind of like to dissect their kills, so I assume that's what you'll want to do,
I'd love to.
right, Captain?
Booker's like, he realizes that, and his like eye twitches because he looks at the carcass of the bullet with like wanting, curious incision glee, but looks towards the vague area of grass where the other bullet snail is hiding.
Look, the ship is on its way. We'll be fine. I can just take that one and fly it a bit of ways. Easy peasy.
Can you see it?
Where is the snail?
Because it is a snail in grass.
In a fucking jungle. The fuck is
I
the snail?
need
She said
perception
over there.
checks from everybody.
Oh
What
fuck.
have we
There
done?
is a menacing snail crawling towards one of you.
Very, very slowly.
Because snail is a common food item, do I have advantage?
Fuck.
No.
Had to try.
Oh,
Oof. Oh, I can't roll a 1, so I'm re-rolling that.
and got a 10.
That's better.
I'm too distracted thinking about bullet.
Oh fuck,
Breathe.
Can Toad also look for the snail?
Sure.
Don't eat it.
I need a perception check.
Miss God.
Oh, fuck.
Music.
There's gonna be a 21 from Button. And like a 5 from Toad.
Sorry, I wanted Amy to finish. Could Koya carry the dead bullet?
Holy shit.
No, unfortunately. For a lot of
Maybe-
large creatures, yes, but we're talking about a fucking rhino.
You could maybe attempt it if you had that one ability that lets you count as a size larger for carrying capacity. Maybe.
Oh, I have an idea.
You have
Go
a
on.
large reduce, don't you?
No, I don't this time.
Oh, I thought
But
you
you know
did.
what? I think I might have in the past. I think I swapped that out a while ago. But you know what button does have? Animate dead.
That work.
Can we just
Hey,
Can
and
I
just take
animate
back
it?
to the ship.
to walk it back to the ship?
Oh my god. Let me read this spell really fast.
Okay. It's a lot. Hold on. I'll put it in the chat. I also need to read it. I don't know if it's possible.
Medium or small, so unfortunately not.
Fuck. Damn.
Animate
Okay.
dead a medium or small humanoid.
Damn. I tried.
But did anyone see it?
Did anyone see the snail? We found
There's a
it.
couple of 20-somethings.
Yeah.
Finn, Button, Ori.
hmm
You do manage to spot the snail crawling very slowly in the direction of Button.
Oh.
Quick, get the salt.
Somewhere in that
Don't
direction.
damage it.
Imagine, or you say that as you see Bun start lifting up their staff.
Oh, no. Listen, if you hurt the snail, it'll be a bullet again. It's kind of like this thing. It's only temporary. It only lasts for about an hour. And I am pretty much spent. So you're on
Is
your own
that-
if you fuck it up.
Not what we want to do, to kill it.
But you'll kill the snail, yes, but then the bullet will come back and we'll have to do this all over again.
Yes.
No, we
No.
don't need to. We just need to. Well, Booker looks at the corpse and then kind of grumbles. Want to harvest that one and then get the fuck out of here.
Can I catch the snail if I cannot kill it?
Did you say
What
catch?
Yes.
are you gonna do with the snail when she got it?
I will hold it.
I say we take that little bugger into wild space and eject it into the cosmos.
I mean, if we could do that within an hour, that'd be great, but I don't know. And if something happens to me for whatever reason and I lose control of the spell, it's back whoopsie daisy on the ship.
You
I can
don't
try
focus on anything but the spell.
I'm trying as long as y'all are in, because I can't promise you my brain will stay focused. But that's, a risk you take, I guess.
I can try and turn it back into a snail if it is not a snail anymore.
Booker will look to Trixie and be like, "First mate,
Yes, Captain?
can you fly this snail really far away?
Yeah, sure.
Without attracting more of those things and bringing them back.
And not getting zapped by one of those," and he points to one of the big Tesla hedrons
We
things.
won't go that high.
Good, because if you do and you're way out there, we ain't gonna get you. Nothing personal. This is literally just we wouldn't be able to get you probably.
No, I get it. Thanks.
Cover its beady little eye stalk so it doesn't know which direction you're flying in, and just stick him somewhere in a nice patch of moss and kind of just leave him there. And
Yeah, gotcha. Where is it?
right
Button.
there, by Button.
Button squatting down, aura of malice irradiating from Button towards this fucking snail.
You motherfucker.
Trixie will scoop with her two hands gently and then hold it in like a ball so that like one hand is cupping over the other so it can't see.
Blindfold the snail.
That's right. You don't move. Where you going?
That's hey, those were the instructions she was given. Okay.
No,
Then put a leaf over it when you go to leave. That way it can't see which direction you fly back.
Booker, just somewhere 10 minutes away is plenty far.
This will give me a chance to see how fast I can fly.
Pat you on the shoulder. All the more reason. Off your trot.
Well, CB, I guess you better start dissecting.
Look over to Button and then nod head towards the big bullet.
Bun will come over. But as they get closer, they look to Booker and Ori and Finn. If the snail returns, can I kill it?
If
if
the
it
bullet
returns, it'll probably be a bullet. Yeah.
We can kill it.
By all means, kill the bullet.
There's a nod. And the Button gets out the dissection supplies.
Button has created a new fucking vendetta against snails now.
This thing almost fucking killed Finn. Almost killed Toad. Hit Button, but that's not that important. Shit's an enemy.
Okay. So Trixie disappears with the snail in a direction I'm assuming opposite of the Lady Luck.
Yep.
And Booker and
Sorcery's point.
Button, you start trying to dissect the dead bullet in front of you. Is Finn also hopping in on this? Or is Finn like, fuck this, I'm done?
Finn would participate.
Okay. So, I need somebody to roll me a nature at advantage.
I've got a +4. I could also bless myself. Or can I also bless myself?
Yes, if you would like.
Bless and advantage. If anyone has higher than a +4, speak now.
Nope.
Nope.
That's an intelligence skill?
Then
God.
that is a 15. I fucking just lost the ability to do math. 21.
Okay.
15 plus 6.
So I need from Booker, roll me a d4. And from Finn, roll me 2d6.
Got a 1.
5 and
Bad.
a 2.
Okay. So, between the three of you, you managed to get one bullet-plated hide, which can be crafted into a set of non-metal plate armor worth 2,000 gold.
Oh.
It takes 1 week. Or a set of non-metal half-plate worth 1,000 gold. It takes 4 days.
How many days does it take for the first one?
1 week. 7 days.
A week.
You also get 3 bullet feet. You can turn 2 of them to create an actual set of boots of striding and springing. and it takes a week to make these. So essentially, you have enough to make one set of boots plus an extra singular boot. And Finn, you managed to harvest 7 large bullet steaks.
I'm going to leave that one to you to note down. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, wait, the ship is coming to us. Never mind.
And as you are wrapping up and kind of categorizing what is and isn't useful from what you have kind of pried apart, you hear the creaking of the Lady Luck. And you look up and see it approaching, and right about that time is when, Trixie, you are on your way back. You have safely deposited the snail, because I'm assuming Trixie would not yeet the snail.
No.
Okay.
God.
So you've safely deposited the snail away and made your way back to see the end of a harvesting session, which I think looks a little bit different, because now not only is it just various parts that Button and Booker have grabbed and are like, this looks interesting, this looks useful. You also see that Finn has a stack of meat in front of him. I'm assuming looking very pleased with himself.
Incredibly. Someone point him to the icebox.
But the Lady Luck comes over and gets about as close as it can. It is flying legitimately directly above the canopy, and the wings are set to their lowest positions, trying to sail in below the lightning strikes. And even then, you see Flinch kind of peeking over the railing at you, holding a looks like a pillow over his head, like that's going to help, but it makes him feel better. So he's peeking over the railings down at all of you. I assume you were trying to get us over here. I saw, well, the kids saw some flashing.
Yep.
And he nods, and you see his eyes drifting over, and he spots Blastomoff, and there's a wave, and Blastomoff waves back, grinning to himself, before Flinch tosses over a rope ladder for all of you to make your way up and onto the Lady Luck. And you find that even Starbow is kind of hunched down close to the deck, as if scared that there would be lightning streaking over roughly where his head might be. And Micken in the spelljamming chair, trying to be as delicate as he can in maneuvering.
Okay.
Trixie will go straight to Micken once everyone's on the ship.
Once Booker is on, he is going to stand above where the spelljamming helm is, and he is going to stomp his boot twice to signal to Micken, he's not really trying to signal anything. He just wants it to be an acknowledgement of Mickens flying.
And Micken is very quick to try and start getting away. As soon as the last person, their feet hit the deck, the Lady Luck is already moving. And Flinch and Crux have to rush to try and furl the rope ladder back up onto deck appropriately before it can get hung on anything. But you now have Blastmuff, Ori, and Finn on the Lady Luck. And with a little bit of careful, sometimes panicked flying, Micken does get you all safely out of the atmosphere and back into the wild space of Doom Space.
Whew. Okay.
So, how about a tour?
Well, shit. Guess you're right. You should also assume you guys are going to need a place to stay, hang your hat.
That too.
Walking tour. We will give Ori and Finn a nice little walking tour.
Well, first, I think we need to figure out where we're going to put the. And looks over at Finn, still holding all this meat. This.
I forget the boat term. Is it galley?
Galley, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Galley. It's like, got you covered. We're gonna go to the galley first, where we can store all the schmeat.
Sweet. I have a question. So, how big are these steaks?
Realistically, one steak could probably feed 2 people.
They're like
Are we
fucking
talking like
double
cartoonish?
ribeye size.
Yeah.
Is it like
T-bone.
like a big Flintstone steak?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Brought to being.
Let's fucking go. I have a question. Would okay. Would Booker shoo Button away if they tried to be an assistant for the tour?
No.
Okay. Because I feel like with more and more people being added to the ship, Z, could Button have created and prepared little pamphlets of of the ship? It's like a small little map, little booklet that they made in their spare time, explaining where everything is, what room things are, the times of which you can find certain people.
Sure.
Yes. So while Booker is doing a walking tour, Button will bound up little tap, tap, tap. Here's one for you. Here is one for you. Also, here's one for you, Booker, as a talking point during your tour.
If you look
Just
to your left,
confusedly accept
I
one.
mean your port.
That is all. Thank you.
So you're able to. Ooh. I just moused over to my testing page and realized how much bullshit I have on my testing page. You're able to show everybody around the ship relatively easily. And find a place. It's once again getting cramped on this ship. And those of you that have been in the crew for a second here start to think, maybe it would be a good idea for some of these people to help Grimzod a little more, because it's getting hard to move around the ship without bumping into somebody. But you find spots for everybody. There's a little bit of reshuffling around for those that don't have to sleep.
Mutiny.
Reprocuring them into rooms that may not be bedrooms, but they still have space. Throw a hammock up. But the tour itself goes fine until you're walking Ori and Finn and Blastomoff down towards the cargo bays, the very bottom floor. And Blastomoff sees where Shidali has set up a makeshift desk and work area for herself, using a couple of crates and barrels. Someplace away from the crew, by and large. And the moment he spots her, his entire body goes stiff. And Booker, if you're leading this little tour, Booker is savvy enough about people that you immediately know that he is gathering the energy up to fight.
Okay. Well, see, like as we're going through and gesture to Jadali, he will see this like tightness in him, and then we'll just like, and we're moving on now. Come on now. We don't need to dwell on the prisoner here we've got.
And see, Jadali has kind of turned in on the stool that she is sitting on and is looking at all of you. And the word prisoner, you see an eyebrow go up. She doesn't say anything, but she is watching. And as you try to move and kind of corral the group back away, Blastomoff doesn't move. It takes Crux to reach forward and literally wrap an arm around his shoulders from like behind and kind of drag him backwards a few steps to get him to move. And as soon as he kind of turns to catch his balance again, and does look more towards where you have moved, Booker, his head whips around to look at Crux instead. And all you hear is, "What the fuck?" And Crux just kind of like waves a hand. "Oh, that's going to be a long story." Anybody interjecting?
No, Booker will gesture to Crux and just like emphasize that just like he's right. It's going to be a long fucking story.
Blastomoff looks at you like you've grown a second head and looks back at Crux. And Crux will launch into the tale of coming across Grimzod and finding Jadali in the brig, and her supposed excuse as to why she has not just been tossed into the astral sea. The entire time he is keeping Blastomoff moving and doesn't even let you finish the tour on the bottom floor, is pushing him up the stairs to the second floor where it is safer and further away.
Oh boy.
But you have a good couple of days to get to Vocath's base from where you are. For any interactions, any work, any planning and plotting that you might want to do. Any questions you might want to ask Blastomoff and Ori and Finn?
Y'all don't happen to know anything about blood arenas, do you?
No, none of them would have participated, so they just know about the legends of blood arenas.
And they haven't been in Doom space very long.
No. If you would like, Blastomoff can give you a little bit of an overview of the various coalitions/clans that he is aware of.
That could probably be helpful. Also, what is Blastomoff's connection to Crux again?
They sailed together for a long time. They essentially were both in the GIF military together, and then they both back the first time that Crux tried to take on the Zarshian Empire, they were also sailing together, and both were one of the few survivors to try and do it again.
They were roommates. Got it.
Oh.
Old battle buddies.
And this is going to be a dumb question, but how did we discover them all on that planet in Doomspace again? Because I completely forgot how we even discovered you guys were there.
We heard gunshots in the distance and went running and found them all running from a bunch of evil starfish that were angry at them.
No, but I mean, like, on the planet we landed on.
Orrery. The space orrery.
Oh, okay. It directed us there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I think we were going there because of a mutual connection that Crux and Blastomoff had.
Mm-hmm. They have a mutual connection in Doom space.
Mm-hmm.
And Crux had a little chunk from that planet that he was like, I'm going to meet you on this planet, because he assumed roughly time spans. Crux. Blastomoff had a chunk of the planet. But things have changed since the last time Blastomoff was here. At least in regards to that planet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But Finn, Ori, and Blastomoff have been in Doomspace just long enough to kind of figure out what the new lay of the land is, but not long enough to really be able to do much about it, especially since the Arctics killed pretty much all their crew when they landed there.
Yike.
Big yike.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, would you like a rundown of the various factions?
Please.
So you all do remember the issue that that exists currently in Doomspace between Vocath the Mercan and the native factions of Doomspace, right?
Yes, and quick question, Z, if you don't mind. If I'm remembering correctly, Vocath was connected to Ryback getting murdered, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He was
extra.
He was the one
when I get my hands.
He was connected to Ryback being murdered. He was connected to the plates, the Mercan magic that was used to corrupt the simulation.
Okay. Cool. I don't remember if that was something that was already shared. last session when I dipped. So
Yeah, that was something I did remind everybody of. Like, you know, Vocath, for some reason or other, was fucking around with Spelljammer Academy. You're not sure why as of yet, beyond just from Spelljammer Academy, you know that there was some sort of beef that happened at some point between Vocath and Merc. And then here within Doomspace, the Mercans as a whole, but Vocath as the most influential and prominent of them in Doomspace, have put a stranglehold on most trading between the planets and such. And in particular, they have a stranglehold on the trading of weapons, of magical items, and of spelljamming helms and spelljammer ships. With that being the most important one, because that's the only way for people to come and go from the crystal sphere as it is dying.
And that, it's not just Vocath, it is just all Merkins.
Yes. It is all Merkins that are in Doomspace, like it's essentially a guild of traders. But Vocath is the kind of the pseudo head of the guild within Doomspace.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Merkins are a species or just a guild? They're a species and a guild.
They are a species, and I'll say like, but because of the various experiences you guys have had with Mercans and like the general prevalence in the galaxy, because there is a guild of Mercan traders on the Rock of Brawl. So like they are prominent. Nobody really knows what their origin is. They do not share it. If they do in fact have an idea of what their origin is. But the kind of story that has grown and been passed along by word of mouth around Mercans is that they are a species that was created by one or multiple gods that is related to trade and commerce. That is their sole being. You've never found or heard of a Mercan that is not a merchant.
Oh, they're the Ferengi. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. You know Trek stuff.
Yep. They would be a very close comparison to the Ferengi. Except they are 12 feet tall and blue.
Gotcha. Avatar Ferengi. And they're one of the main factions. What are the other factions in Doomspace?
Okay. So, Amy, are you ready for your notes?
All right.
Crack the fingers. So, the Blastomoff would be able to tell all of you that there are generally 5 factions that would be the most likely and have the most potential to be swayed to your side and to help you. And they are actually factions that are kind of divided along species lines. There's a little bit of intermingling, but by and large, it is a faction of Hadozi, so like Flinch, a faction of Aarakocra, a faction of Three Kreen, and the two that would be the most beneficial but also the hardest to sway. There is another planet that has a faction of Arctic, so the starfish plant people, and a faction of Surrans, Ssurran,
Ssurra.
which is a subtype of lizard folk. And I'm gonna type these out for you because you're gonna need it. So the Hadozi's current kind of head is a man named Dekar. The Aarakocras is a warrior named Rika. The Three Kreen have a mystic that currently speaks for them called Tikitka. The elder of the Arctic faction is Vorchu. It's supposed to be VO, not VA.
Okay.
And the Surin chief is Zothes.
And how do you spell the Arctic? Thank you.
Dekar, Rika, and Tikitka are all kind of, from what the Blastomoff understands, kind of your standard, almost politician-ish. They have risen through the ranks and are kind of sorry, English just left my brain for a minute. Let me reboot. They are beholden to their people, and it is, I guess you could call it more democratic. Tikitka is the least democratic of the three, as the Three Kreen are led by mystics and by some sort of spiritualism.
And which of these three?
Tikitka, the Three Kreen.
Is the least, and which one are the other two?
Rika and Dekar, so the Hadozi and the Aarakocra.
Okay.
Vorchu runs the Arctics because Vorchu is the eldest and the largest. And that is how the Arctics choose their leader, that particular faction. Zothes is damn near a warlord. So this would be the probably the most combative by nature, but also potentially the one Blastomoff is not sure, but potentially the one that has the greatest debt to Vokath, which can either be work in everyone's favor or against it. And he does tell all of you as well. Assume this is a conversation that's happening over at dinner. And man, is it nice to have an actual cook. How does Finn prepare some bullet steaks?
Well, I'm thinking for like longevity, making like basically bullet jerky. Can you do that with steak? I don't actually eat beef, so I don't actually know. But that would be my game plan.
With all of it, or does he cook up a few for that night?
I mean, definitely would do some for like the short rests or / long rest time.
So, Blastomoff does tell all of you that because there's another round of competition happening at the arena, there is a decent chance that a handful, at the very least, of these representatives and leaders might also be at the arena.
So was the plan to participate or to be spectators?
Easiest way I can see through all this is participating. Has Trixie been vocal with her desire to participate?
Yeah. She's been talking about how like it's kind of the stuff of legends and like it's really cool. It's like getting your name out there and that's definitely something that you would have picked up with being with Trixie this long. Is she loves hearing, or she loves the stories of like the people that go on adventures and make big names and whatnot. So it is something she's interested in.
Yeah, so Booker would nod to like his head towards Trixie and be like, well, we got one who's already itching to get her hands dirty, and I figure the easiest way to get an audience with some of these people, at a minimum, get an audience with the Mercane, is just winning.
We
Plus,
just
we get
gotta
the benefits of winning.
We just gotta put on a good show. That'll catch the big
Is it though? Like,
attention.
is it a chance that you cease to be, or is it just that you lose?
What you mean?
I mean, do you walk in and are allowed to walk out either tucked with your tail between your legs or through a casket? How do you exit if you don't win?
We don't have to worry about that because we're going to win.
But let's say they have a lot of bullets and we don't have a lot of things that turn them into snails.
Well, that's why we have a crew.
Do we know if...
I just lost a whole crew to freaking plants that spit out seeds that look like fireworks. How do I know that this crew will not have the same fate is what I'm trying to get out. Does anyone know the rules to this thing?
I can tell you, I don't know the rules in particular, and I'll look over to Blastomov. Do you happen to know the rules for the blood arenas here? Is it till death, or is there a referee? Can't imagine there is.
Blastomoff kind of shrugs. From what I understand, every blood arena works a little differently depending on who's running it. I imagine it's a matter of, well, what Vokath thinks is the most amusing. or the most beneficial.
So even if we're losing, we have to make ourselves appear useful or at least interesting.
Well,
Hey, that's not skin off my bones. I'm useful and interesting.
And moody.
Did you say moody?
Yes.
Look, like
just at the end of the table, like long sip of tea, not looking towards that end of the table.
Gonna ignore that one. Pointedly.
Trixie just grins.
Has good.
Micken just kind of like lifts a single finger when a couple of sets of eyes turn towards him. It's like, well, I mean, if nothing else, it doesn't sound like this place has quite this diversity working together. And she just kind of gestures around the room, especially considering I'm not sure I even know what a few of you are.
Well, maybe that'll keep us alive if we're confusing anyone in charge.
Are we allowed to work together, or is this just a single opponent versus a single opponent?
Blast him off, shakes his head. A bit of both from what I understand. Group can enter, generally groups fight, but it's whoever gets in the fist fight last is the one that ends up getting the title. Just above table to be extremely clear. The implication is whoever is the one to hit the last strike is usually the one that's seen as the victor in the new champion.
Last one
standing. There are instances where it can be two groups enter and there's an agreement to have a series of one-on-ones, a la a anime tournament arc, or an agreement to send the two best fighters from two groups, or it can be just an all-out melee. It's kind of worked out on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
We need uniforms or outfits or something.
Why?
Yeah, I think you would have a better chance of getting an entire army from Doomspace without fighting than getting everyone here in a uniform.
Oh, that's no fun. Nobody wants to razzle dazzle.
Booker just rubs his chin a little bit.
Mean.
Micken just tilts his head, holds up a finger, and will put a hand out, very carefully pinch the very edge of Button's hat.
No. Hands immediately on the hat.
He lets go and then just turns his hand in the see gesture.
Not uniforms.
What if we all?
Maybe a badge.
A badge?
I think if you're going for impressiveness, you need to stand out, right?
Badges are impressive.
What if all of you had hats?
Sure. I like hats.
No offense, Button, but that's not really my style.
Mika just kind of like looks at Button. I'm not sure how you see most of the time. I don't want to know how I would see.
You look under the hat.
You see his mouth open to say something, and he thinks better and closes and takes another sip of his tea.
No hat, then. Okay. Oh. What if we all had Ladybug?
The ladybug batch?
Not. Or outfit, or pattern, or costume, theming, motif, color scheme, color palette.
There's like stuff all over the ship, right? There's like boxes and banners and, or not banners, but like it's a jam-packed ship.
Mm-hmm. It has been lived in for quite a while.
Booker will like lean back and grab at a piece of fabric that I imagine is hanging off of a crate of some kind, or just kind of dangling there, and he will tear the fabric in a line, and then he will wrap the fabric around his waist like a sash. A sash or a belt. Gets out of the way, points at Trixie, and it won't fall off when you fly around.
Hey, that's a good point.
Does that count as a dazzle?
It moves when I move. And Booker will like shimmy a little bit and make it wiggle.
Glenn looks to Ori. Does that qualify as a dazzle?
We're getting there.
What about a cape?
Wouldn't a cape mess with your wings a little bit?
I mean, we could put slits in it.
I want to know which one of you fuckers has tailoring tools for this.
Well, for a sash / headband, maybe we won't need it because that's the best as we got right now.
Ooh, headband would be cool.
Yeah. They're just headbands. And then she'll prestidigitation the fabric around Booker's waist and be like, there. And she just makes it like shimmer a little bit. There's the dazzle, but I'm not really razzled.
How about we each have our own version, like a sash, a headband, belt. So it shows our uniqueness because we're all different, but it's still uniform.
That's why you're the first mate.
Okay. Maybe we're going for a vizzle dizzle then.
We need fabric and we need a shit ton of it.
What if we use some of that plating
The bullet hide?
Uh-huh.
Well, we were going to turn that into armor.
I mean, what I'm imagining here.
That's
No.
funny.
What I'm imagining here, okay, is like either a belt or a sash, whatever, like red, but then have a circle bit that's black. So it's just small, just tiny bit. Doesn't have to be huge.
Looks at Koya and thinks about the armor. What if someone dresses as a giant ladybug and we just dress up like little ladybugs?
You can make Koya dress like a giant ladybug.
We're not dressing up anyone like a giant ladybug, Booker says, gesturing towards Koya when he says anyone.
I mean, I can get very beetle-like.
Do
Do you have
already-
another form?
It's kind of an intimate question there, Booker.
What?
You can't just ask someone if they can have any other forms.
It's not. What? We're not doing that. I like this idea with the sashes and the headbands, and we're all doing our own thing, but we're all doing our own thing a little bit like each other.
Okay.
We don't need a mascot. But
I feel like Booker says we don't need a mascot, and there is just a very, very subtle sigh of relief from the far end of the table.
But I could turn into a ladybug.
no one would be able to see in the stands.
Oh.
But the point of all this discussion is that we're all in agreement then, aye, about competing in the blood arenas. We're all on the level,
Nod.
same page.
Does it meet
Nod.
the whatever that we're trying to do in the end? Yeah.
Good. We'll workshop the uniform idea as we're flying.
Okay. So you've gotten the lowdown on the factions, a refresher on the Mercans, pseudo uniform. Any other discussions or work that you would like to do? You have about 5-6 days.
I'm trying to think.
Tell you right now, Crux is spending his entire time and a good portion of Flinch's time keeping Blastimov away from Jidali.
Mm-hmm. I was really that we need to prepare.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say
Could I
it's-
steal Ori? Does Ori likes pretty things, right?
For the most part.
Does Ori have an interest in body art?
Temporary or permanent? Because it's kind of hard to put anything permanent.
It would be interesting, though, every time she shifts form. The tattoos get reset.
I was gonna say, it's permanent. It's kind of hard.
No, it's not permanent. It's temporary.
Well, details.
Okay, so, like, one of my brothers is really, really good with tattoo work. And like I've always kind of had a bit of an interest in it, and I don't know, I've been practicing a bit, and I just thought maybe it could be useful for this whole uniform stuff. And I don't know, you just seem like the type of person to appreciate art, and I thought maybe you could help me out.
Of
Get a little practice
course.
done.
Sure. So we're using. Are we painting people?
Henna.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes.
She nods enthusiastically.
So yeah, Trixie's going to steal Ori to practice her tattoo art so that she can help, hopefully, for this.
Okay. So, just as a reminder for the two of you, Cody and Mandy, I do allow in downtime in times of travel. If you would like to work on increasing a skill, or learning a language, or learning a tool set, and there is somebody on the crew that has a proficiency in any of those, you can sit down and work with them. You have to roll for each day that you are working with them to accumulate points. You keep track of those yourself. But it's a way for you to continue to kind of grow and develop your character in ways that might be useful mechanically, but also useful in RP. In all of the downtime, you can also use it to create things. So, like when you harvest from creatures, and I say, the bullet hide can be turned into armor. You can spend a certain number of days to create that armor. And some of those do have very useful effects in and of themselves, as well as just being worth money to sell at a later date. So, if there is anything that either Finn or Ori would like to work on over the course of the 5 days that you have between getting off planet and getting to Vokath's base, you can see if anybody around has access to that for you.
And is nature the only like harvesting skill you're using?
No, it depends on the type of creature. So the list of the type of creatures, in general, it's going to be Arcana, Nature, Religion, or Survival.
Okay.
Arcana is going to be aberrations, constructs, elementals, fae, and oozes. Nature is beast, dragon, giant, monstrosity, and plant. Religion is celestial, fiend, and undead. And survival is humanoid, though generally I think the party has been functioning with the rule of we don't harvest humanoids, you loot them, because you can only loot or harvest. You can't do both.
Gotcha. Well, if anyone is up for Arcana or religion lessons, Finn is all ears.
I mean, I'm proficient in it. I didn't realize I was proficient in Arcana, but I am.
I have expertise in Arcana, and I have proficiency in religion.
Booker's your guy.
And Micken is also proficient in Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
So is there one?
Oh, yes, I just learned Arcana.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I didn't realize I was. I was like, no, I just got it.
So, Cody, which one would you like to work on?
Let's just start with Arcana.
Okay. So, just now catching up on all the fucking gifts. Open this. There we go. So go ahead and make yourself a tracker somewhere that you can keep track of this. To get a skill, you need, I believe, 25 total points. Yes. And you'll be making a intelligence roll 5 times.
Like right now?
Yep.
Okay.
Right now, everyone's watching.
Do I roll Arcana, or is there a way to roll like just intelligence?
I think you can roll it just straight from your stats.
I can roll a save. Is that the same thing?
I don't think you get any bonuses to it, so it should be the same.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not proficient, so.
Roll type. Normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh,
Started real hard on the studying, started getting bored. So for the 12, you get 1 point, and for the 17, you get 2 points. You have a total of 3 points towards the 25 that you need.
Bet.
Actually, we'll go back down to the bottom. Amy, is Button
So-
working on anything? 5 days.
5 days. So they already learned Arcana. That was their previous project. Was there anything that they were reading? I think they already finished reading? Pretty much everything?
You can also work on languages or tools.
Does anyone have Weaver's tools?
no, I do not.
Any of the NPCs do?
Let me check. I know
Or
Mick does.
tailoring tools? Or whatever would be to make the costumes?
Give me a second as I open up a whole bunch of NPC sheets. Flinch does actually have tailoring supplies as a skill.
Can Button steal Flinch to learn how to use tailoring supplies?
Sure. You can start learning how to do that.
Hell yeah.
25 points.
I
feel like Dex is a good thing to pair with tailoring.
Oh no.
I could also, I will try to help Amy. I could also see wisdom. Because you're going slow.
Nice and slow and steady. I mean, it's the grandma skill, right? And Button's like half baby, half grandma.
Well, I think the grandma skill would be knitting.
Knitting? If it's knitting, can I use wisdom?
For not getting knitting when we already have tailoring tools.
You don't want Button to knit the team scarves?
I will say, you have what, a +4 right now? Or +5?
For what?
Wisdom.
For what? Wisdom? Yes, +5.
Okay. Make rolls with +3s. It's better than your Dex, I'm assuming.
Yes, my Dex is a +1.
A halfway point between the wisdom and the Dex.
Okay. Alright, Flinch. I hope he didn't have plans.
Essentially what he does is he sits you down with the very delicate and intricate sails that are the wings. Says, you want to learn? This is what you're learning on. You fuck it up, well, you have just made your own job harder.
Aw. It's okay. Button has mending, so if they break it, they're just like, okay, let me try again. Let me fix it, and let me try again.
So for the 18, you get 2, and for the 13, you get 1. So you have 3 points towards tailoring. Mandy, is there anything Ori would like to learn? Skill, language, tool, musical instrument?
Navigation. If there's, I don't know if there's anybody that's decent at navigation. Yes.
Yeah, button could definitely help with navigator's tools. Or cartographer's tools. I think you have both, right?
Yep.
So which one would you prefer to start on?
Navigation.
Okay. So that will be 5 int checks.
If it'll let me roll on the page again.
You can just type them out once you get them.
The D&D sheet, for whatever reason, will not roll any of the
It might be the Beyond 20 like thing, because the Beyond 20 like app has been a little weird recently. I think some sort of update.
Let me see. So 5 intelligence. Let me just get the D20s out since I can't roll them. Let's see which one I want to roll. Let's roll. One's a 10. 12. 15. Get down. Oh, that was 3, so I need 2 more. 8. Looks like I'm not doing very much at all.
Oh no.
Oh, and an 18, finally.
Okay. So I heard 10, 12, 15, 8, and 18. Is that correct?
I think so.
Okay.
No.
So, here. Go ahead and make yourself a space somewhere that you can keep track. You're looking for a tool proficiency. It's going to be 25 points. For the 12, you get a point. For the 15, you get 2. And for the 18, you get 2. So you get a total of 5 points towards the 25 you need.
5 points. Towards navigation. 25.
Iris. Working on them tattoo skills?
Yep.
Okay. I'll let you choose. Oh, I know which one you're going to choose. Roll me some dex saves. Or dex checks.
Okay. How many? 5?
5 if you're using all 5 days.
1, 2, 3.
Damn. Okay, the 16 and 17 get you 2 points apiece. The 21 gets you 3. For a total of 7 points.
Nice.
Charles.
Miss God.
Are you working on something?
If the button is free, continue animal handling lessons.
Let's go. Button loves spending time with people.
So, animal handling, we're going to do some wisdom checks. Roll me at up to 5.
Oh God. I'm sorry, Toad.
Oh.
It's okay. It's okay.
The 19 and the 18 both get you 2 points apiece for 4 points through the 5 days. And Joe, is Booker working on something?
Yeah. So a while back, we had found a broken Ceramorph breastplate, and I was told that we couldn't really do anything, but we needed to take it to a blacksmith. Is there anything I could do to prep it for whenever I do give it to a blacksmith so it takes less time for them to do whatever they need to do?
You can try. I will take a... Let me look. We'll just use this as a blanket thing. You can give me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand? Damn. Well, I rolled like shit. 11.
Okay. Do you have it written down how many days I said last time?
No, I don't think you even gave me a number of days because you just said take it to a blacksmith. But I can write them down now.
I am pulling up the thing. So, with a little bit of tinkering, you're able to kind of smooth out a couple of the rougher edges, and you think you're kind of soldering a couple of the smaller cracks closed. And it will take 1 week now.
Okay.
Blacksmith. And I will tell you that there is, depending on how things go, a little bit of a chance for some shopping and trading in Doomspace. Not a lot. Because again, the Mercan's kind of a stranglehold on things. But a little bit.
Quick question. What was the plate again that Booker worked on?
A Ceramorph breastplate.
Thank you.
And I'll say that takes 3 days for you, Booker. So you have 2 days.
It uses up. I have 2 days left. And it takes a week. Does it for the boots from the bullet feet? Does it take a week for each boot or a week for 2 boots?
2 boots.
Can I put 2 days towards that?
Yes.
So it'll take 5 days now.
Okay. So that will get us here. I'll also tell you that during these couple of days, even though Jadali and Blasimoff seem to be essentially trying to keep as much of the ship in between them as possible, Jadali not seeming to react very strongly to Blasimoff, but seemingly getting the clue that it's not a proximity that she wants to be in. She does come up to you, Booker, about halfway through the trip. And it's almost eerily quiet when she approaches. You're bent over a bench working. And you feel the presence before you hear anything, and you whip around and see her just standing there behind you. Hands very calmly folded in front of her, just staring those coal black eyes. And she kind of tilts her head slightly. I'm to understand that you are going to talk to a merkin.
Booker gives her a cautious look. That's the aim. At least once we get through the preliminary certain sort of stuff at the blood arena.
When you talk to this traitor, I would like to be there.
Oh?
She's like, she doesn't respond to the noise prompt. She's just waiting for an answer.
Gotcha. Booker just moves on and just goes, why is that?
You're talking to him because you believe this is how you gather an army, isn't it?
Squints his eyes a little bit. No matter of speaking, that is what I believe, yes.
I would like to be there. Perhaps my words would have some weight.
Hmm. Booker is thinking now about not Crux, blast him off. And just kind of rubs the side of his head. You certainly have a way with people. Hmm. I'll consider it.
You see a brow kind of quirk up just a little bit. And you very quickly realize by the just tiny shift in her expression, which is not a lot compared to most people, but it's more than you've gotten from her for the most part when you've interacted with her. The not quite yes, not quite no is not something she is used to dealing with.
Is there a problem?
It would seem there is if you are unwilling to say yes.
She say, I think there is?
Yeah, it would seem there is if you're not willing to say yes.
Hey, Booker will slide out from his bench where he's been just kind of working, and he'll turn more fully towards Jadali. You have to understand my caution here, considering the only other person we've seen you interact with from Grimzod has been, aside from the crew like us, has been a bit of a poor reaction from Mr. Blastimov. I can't be sure what any of the Mercane people will think when they see you. I'm trying to play my cards close to the chest here.
She's tilts her head ever so slightly. You can hear the jingle of a few jewels as she does. They react because all they see is a Zarshian elf. You know that what I offer is useful. Certainly somebody with the mind of a merchant would also see the benefit.
Booker narrows his eyes. I'm sure you'll understand my caution then. If I show off a good thing, a good deal to a mercane who happens to be in control of nearly all of the other bits of trade in this little system here. I don't want to tip our hand if our hand is really good. But if you can understand that, then maybe it's worth risking.
She is studying you very clearly, that single dot of gold in the center of her eyes, kind of traveling up and down as she looks you over. What if I agree to follow your lead in the situation?
Booker will nod slowly. I'm amenable to this.
I simply do not want to get the information about something so important secondhand.
Fair enough. You can come.
She bows her head a little bit. As you're pretty sure the closest to thanks that you will get. Before she glances past and sees the Ceramorph breastplate on your bench. And you see another little quirk of the brow upward. You do have such a strange collection on this ship. And she just starts walking out and away. Is there anything else anybody would like to do with this time? Once, going twice. Everybody make sure to kick your long rest buttons now.
Mm-hmm.
So about that, is there actually a button?
Unfortunately, not with this sheet.
Okay.
Not on the sheet.
Another reason to swap the sheets, because I think the other one has a long rest button. So, let me see here.
Oh, wait. Most importantly, oh, and never mind. I already spent all 5 days doing. I was gonna say, fishing.
You can always fish.
Mm-hmm.
However, I will say that, just to be clear, the most interesting fish you will find is going to be in the Astral Sea.
But is there a fish to find in Doomspace?
Yes, there are fish to find inside crystal spheres,
Mm-hmm.
but the really interesting ones are Astral Sea fish.
I don't think you understand the purpose. I don't care if it's another goldfish.
Oh shit, yeah. Forgot that I could harvest poison from the weird fucking thing.
So as the days pass, and you see that most of Crux's time is spent with Blastomoff. They are damn near attached at the hip, and though Crux is drinking about as heavily as he normally does, it is in much better spirits with Blastomoff, who is also drinking. Generally, they're amusing themselves. Occasionally, it's anger drinking because he has spotted Jidali within the past 2 hours. Flinch is there to help until they get too drunk, and then he leaves and makes a point of not being anywhere near them. And Jidali, beyond the conversation that she has with Booker, does make herself a little bit more known on the ship without Grimzod around. She doesn't engage in conversation, at least not willingly on her part. But she does happen to just be in the room, or near enough to hear and to watch, as you all go about your day-to-day lives and tasks and duties. But on the 5th day, you all notice that the kind of dark black streaked with rainbow that wild space tends to be starts to get more and more monotone. The rainbows fading into just different colors of green, different shades swirling together. Go here. And towards the end of the 5th day, you make an approach to first what looks like just a bunch of clouds. And then you see first a speck and then growing larger and larger right at the top of the luminous green that surrounds the planet of Vokath. It's a structure. Seems to be made of gray and black stone with massive crystal formations jutting out from underneath that all of you would recognize as spelljamming crystals, used to keep this massive structure floating right at the edge of atmosphere and wild space. Docks radiate out from the circular building, and a glinting glass crystal dome covers it. You already see that a lot of the docks already have ships moored, and each one seems to be a little different. A galleon, a wasp, a scorpion, a lamprey, something with wings, you're not sure what from this distance. And beyond the main circular building, you see a single tower jutting out. Large windows covering most of the upper half, and a single smaller dock attached. At the end of the dock, if you get close enough, you can see a single damselfly ship painted a brilliant shining blue. And flanking the docks, 2 identical 40-foot tall statues, each one depicting a thin, well-dressed giant figure. You've made it to Vokath space. And that's where we will end it.